And how big are you guys now, Kerry? You said you had 30 employees when you started. Where are you now?
Yeah, we're over 200 and close to 100 million in revenue, all organic growth, no outside investment. It's just this nice steady growth that we've had and really been able to do some fantastic things, very innovative company, and not lose who we are as we've been growing, really being able to intentionally build this culture as we've grown. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Congratulations, because everybody knows I love badass women, and you're one of them. And I love to see how much you've grown and how the fact that you've been there for so long and you're
Yeah.
so well respected by your staff. It's a pleasure to watch your journey. And so let's talk a little bit more
Thanks.
about your journey.
Yeah.
As most of you guys are going to realize when you start, looking up Kerry, she's got all kinds of things going on. So she's got her podcast. You wrote your book. Talk a little bit about why you decided to do the ownership mindset book.
Yeah. So, well, one, I did it during COVID because I wasn't traveling and I've always been a writer. And I said, I know I had a book in me, so I want to write a book. So the timing was perfect. But really what I wanted to do was share my philosophy on how to lead yourself well and how to build a really great team and company through this lens of owning everything that happens in your life. And so it's just been so profound for me. Like I said, it's what allowed me to change my life. It's what allowed me to come back from literally on the floor of my apartment in Austin, Texas, moving my whole life with no job and no money back to Colorado and now living my dream life. And that all comes from owning it. And I share my story. I do a lot of speaking, and I can see the impact that it has on people when it's like, wow, if she could do that, like maybe I can do this hard thing. And so I wanted to be able to share that story and inspiration for people to do those hard things, to look at their self-leadership and to look at how they're building a company and how do you use the ownership mindset to do really amazing things with yourself, your team, and your organization.
Well, first of all, thank you for your vulnerability. I mean, a lot of us don't, I know you and I can sit here and talk without, the whole world listening, and we probably
Mm-hmm.
share a lot, but it's really hard to share some of those
Mm-hmm.
challenging times in our lives of when we may not have made the best decisions. And I have a lot of people say, "Oh, you're perfect now." No, I'm still make a lot of, bad mistakes. Let's not kid ourselves, right? Now I've learned to, pivot quicker than I used to when I was younger. So thank you for sharing that vulnerability, because I do think people think, "Oh, it's easy. Everyone can do it." It takes a lot of work. And I love the fact that you said, you'd found the victim role and you had to get out of that, because I think that's
Yeah.
a big issue is a lot of people say, oh, well, you got to do it because you did X, Y, and Z. No, I worked my ass off. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
got there. And I feel like you're the same way. And, as with you, I want to bring up that next generation and build those leaders that are going to come behind me and hopefully have that same mindset to help other people continue to grow and live their best lives. So thank you for doing that. So anything you want to say to the listeners, any couple great takeaways of words of wisdom that you've learned that you think some of the women or men that listen could really utilize?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been thinking a lot about resiliency and how incredibly powerful it is when you have the ability to not just bounce back, but bounce forward from adversity. And there's just so much happening in the world right now, and things can be really, really tough. And it's easy to question if you can do it, if you want to do it, and how we build confidence and self-belief and grow our competency zone is by doing those hard things. It's about being resilient. So yeah, I think if I was just going to leave, a key takeaway from everybody besides the idea that owning everything in your life is the most empowering thing you can do for yourself, really working on building that resiliency, trusting yourself that you can do hard things, pushing yourself to do hard things. Like that's how we grow and get stronger and get more competent and prove to ourselves that we can get through anything that life throws at us. So that would be my parting words.